Hello and welcome to the next episode of Two Girls Talk Transits. Today we're reviewing the astrology from March 29th through April 4th, and we're your host, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Kaleigh.
So welcome back. We actually have a shorter week this week, which is good, and positive changes starting on the 30th of March, which is going to be on that Monday, is Venus is going to enter into Taurus finally. We're gonna
Hmm.
have some domicile of our other benefic. I mean, obviously Jupiter's been exalted this whole year, but
Hmm.
to have Venus now be in a place where she has some power again, some influence in the sky, and can be like giving us little gifts or just giving, especially in Taurus, I think is all about kind of stabilizing yourself again or like creating more of a foundation or feeling like I can rely on this person or this thing or this whatever it is, like just feeling more comfortable, like you have support.
Hmm.
Because I do feel like Venus, when Venus is Aries, it just felt like I'm constantly fighting or
Hmm.
like trying to like create support or having to like work for it or like I don't know. It was just more challenging.
Well, yeah, Venus and Aries is like really standalone energy. It's like nobody else gets me, so I'm like standing up for myself and like trying to
Right.
get people to see things the way that I do or connect the way that I connect or like yeah, like so, things like that and then just feeling like you have to fight for whatever it is that you want or you desire. So moving into Taurus definitely puts like our desires and our needs, I think, in a much softer space, like you mentioned.
It's like it gives the like whole like abundance. Like I am abundant and I just
Hmm.
attract energy, you know?
Yeah, it's very
Uh,
much like a receptive Venus instead of like a having to
an
fight for
active
it.
Venus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is the earth and water signs. They are receptive signs. They're like the yin signs, so they're more like things happening to you or coming to you versus you having to, yeah, like take
Push.
action
Yeah.
instead or like do something intense. So I enjoy this because like this is we needed something to like take our
Soften
minds
it.
off. Yeah, of just all the malefic energy. I just feel like it's been really loud.
Yeah, well, we have either like most of our planets are either fallen or in detriments at the like before
Or they're
Venus.
in like Mars ruled signs. That's
Yeah. So it's been like a harsher reality. The only thing that has been saving us, like you mentioned, is the Jupiter in Cancer. So it'll be nice to have like another planet kind of on our side, making things a little gentler, because I think we all deserve, some kind of ease at some point. Having everything like ruled by Mars can be really exhausting.
yeah, I agree. So yeah, not too much to say about that, but she will be here until about the end of April. I think it was like April 25th or so. I'm not sure. It's somewhere around there. And both when her and Uranus move into Gemini together. So you have these 25-ish days, 26 days to like just, bring some gifts or some beauty or just some joy into your life or really focus on the Taurus or Libra houses in your chart.
Yeah, I think those are definitely getting a boost. And
Right.
that kind of takes us into our next one because if we are going to talk about the Libra house too, um, on the first, which is 2 days after on Wednesday, we do have a full moon in the sign of Libra happening at 12 degrees, and it goes exact at 10:11 at night. The good thing here, we were talking about this before the podcast, but the good thing here is that it is ruled by this Venus in Taurus, making it, I think, like a lot more of a comfortable release or like something, yeah, something that you're releasing maybe without a lot of strain or without a lot of like emotional upheaval. It's like more of like a warranted release. Um, whereas if like I don't know, it were ruled by that Venus and Aries, it would be more of like a push to release it or more of like a harsh ending. This one I think will be a lot softer. Another aspect that we have is the square to Jupiter, which I think is also nice. Um, just a nice also chance of like an expansive release, like whatever it is you do release, is helping you grow in some other area of your life. Yeah, and this all pertains to like I think Venus, where Venus is at right now in the Libra world area of your chart. So if you want like personal, like whatever you can personally expect, definitely look at your Venus or at Venus and Taurus and then your Libra house.
Yeah, when you were talking about that, I do really think that there's a story here from where we've been experiencing all of this Aries energy, like not just Venus going through Aries and not just the sun, obviously, as it always does, but the Saturn and Neptune component that's really loud. And even without having a planet in Libra, it affects that part of our chart too, because it's like Aries is opposite Libra. And so
Right.
you may have noticed in the past month, like just really not having as much comfort in that area of your life or not having as much just ease instead constantly pulled to areas where you're creating or fighting or like starting something or like really trying to take action in your life more or just feeling more fiery and more like this is all happening. I have to like rise to this conflict and this challenge. And so this full moon coming at a time where finally Venus crosses into her domicile is it's going to highlight probably like what have you kind of on one hand, maybe what have you let go of a bit just as Venus was transiting through Aries? Like where, on a psychological level, like have you become less of a people pleaser? Are you being more stronger in your sort of identity or like when you relate to others, you're still being really true to yourself instead of just kind of merging into what everyone else is?
Mm-hmm.
The full moon can highlight maybe what you're like changing and how you do relate to people because what you've learned through Venus and Aries. And then also at the same time, the full moon can highlight, hey, if that area of your life has not been really active or, because you've been so focused on the Aries part of your life where you're taking action instead of just receiving connections or initiating relationships, the full moon will kind of illuminate that space again, be like, hey, remember to look over here, like remember your relationships, remember your friends, like remember what it's like to have this social community. We need to build that up again, but in a
Yeah.
positive way because, there is like Venus in a positive way. And yeah, I like the square to Jupiter. I think Jupiter again is just like, hey, we can put some stuff here again. Like we can start doing
Mm-hmm.
some things in this area of our life again. We can expand it. It might just be feeling like you got to do a lot sometimes. I don't know. The Jupiter squares can be a bit too much, but not necessarily in a bad way.
Yeah. Maybe to be like a yeah, like a significant
Like,
release or yeah.
yeah, just when Jupiter's been like squaring my Libra stelliums, I've been feeling like I've just been feeling like it's like a lot. Like it's like too much. So like if it squares my Mercury and Mercury rules my 11th house of friends, it's like every single person is texting me, wanting to hang out, wanting to do this, or like
Mm, do you guys
needing
like the
something
plan?
from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that's when I've been feeling like the Jupiter squares are. So it could be like Jupiter squaring this moon. It's like, oh my God, you've been neglecting your relationships. You've been neglecting your social commitments or your social sphere. You got to start making sure you
Pouring
do a
back
lot
into
of things.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. It can just
Yeah.
feel that little anxiety. Like, I got to get back into this.
Yeah, like sudden awareness that like I
Yeah.
haven't been doing anything. Now I need to do everything all at once. But yeah.
Yeah. Because I felt like Venus going through Aries with all those other planets there. It was just so draining in terms of like, I couldn't nurture my Libra house at all. Like, I was so focused on my Aries placements. And like,
Yeah, I could see
yeah,
that too. I think like I have not been like like it's in my 12th. Aries is my 12th. So I
yeah.
haven't been like sticking around to have like small talk or anything with anybody. Like as soon as like
Mm,
time's up, it's like I'm out of there. And just very much like prioritizing like solitude and like being with myself. So I could definitely see how things like when we had all those planets in Aries, like if you look at like the axis as like a seesaw, um, it's like, totally putting all the weights on one side of the house, or one side of the seesaw, and the other is like up in the air with no energy there. Um,
yeah.
So yeah, hopefully this like brings an opportunity to like, hey, can you like throw one thing over here maybe? Like
Well, Libra is all about
balance.
balancing
Yeah.
and yeah, rebalancing the scales. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's what this full moon's giving is where have you gone out of balance? Where do you need to put more energy back into this softer, connective area of your life?
For sure. Yeah, I think it's a good point.
Thank you. I try. So,
Well,
we'll move on to Venus Day, then actually on April 3rd now, moving into April fully, Mercury will trine Jupiter for the third and final time. Um, yeah, just any last like literal things you missed. I don't know. I just recently, since Mercury has been direct a couple days now, recording this, I really felt like I've missed a lot of things. Like I had forgotten like small things, but just like I missed it completely. And yeah, the messiness of Mercury and Pisces of like just not having clear communication or not
mm-hmm.
having a clear plan. Like I think Jupiter here though will this aspect is like, okay, here's everything you missed, here's everything you misunderstood, here's everything you didn't quite grasp the first time. Like again, a lot, but in a positive way.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think so, definitely some positive could come out of it. I think it's more, maybe more so of like, hey, you missed this, like, make sure that you get it done. Like, we're not going to slap you on the wrist for it. Whereas, like, a retrograde might be more of like a punishment. I think, like, moving in this direction is more like, hey, like, just letting you know, like, you could redo, or like, not redo this, but like, you could do what you didn't do in the past. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think. That's good. I'll be excited when Mercury's out of Pisces, to be honest.
Oh
But
god, so ready.
yeah, I think for now, like at least we have this like supportive aspect, which is nice. Um, but yeah, it's been like lingering here forever, and I'm like, just get out.
There's just like no details. And again, like again this day too with Jupiter would just be like you just I've been feeling like with Mercury and Pisces, like everyone has all these really big ideas and these really big, exciting beliefs and like, oh, this could be so cool. We could all do this and we can all plan this. And then it's like, but the actual like details of how that plan can actually happen step by step does not exist. Or
No,
like
but
it's just
like
like a fidget of imagination. What you're saying?
right, but you also have like you're willing to like fight about it and have like the
Yeah.
the
You're like
drive to like
passionate about
yeah,
it.
because Mars
It
is
like
also there. Yeah.
yeah, you like me it like means something to you. You're like, no, this is my belief. Like I have to have it. What do you mean? Like
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this
so
has
I
been
don't know.
like big 11th house stuff for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think 11th house can be like your hopes and dreams and like
Mm.
yeah, I think like I've been, typical Pisces energy. It's like especially Mercury and Pisces is just like that daydreamer, that ability to like craft this ideal future that maybe like you said we don't have like a roadmap to get there, especially with like the fallen Saturn. Like it's
Mhm.
just not coming together the way that we wanted to.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
everyone can see the vision. Like we can all see what is the ideal, like what is the big thing that we want to have. And that is this would be so wonderful. But then like whole process and dirty work is like non-existent or impossible.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Lord, well, the last one we'll have a little bit of like Venus spiciness.
oh
We,
no,
I
forgot
know.
about
Oh,
that.
it's actually on the same day. Sorry, let me reverse this. There we go. We do have Venus squaring Pluto.
Forgot about
So,
that.
yeah, while we did like say Venus and Taurus is great, it is great. But it can also be very confronting, maybe for different reasons. It could be like, um, maybe you become so focused on like creating connections and stuff like that that you ignore like your own personal depth and desires. Or maybe like Venus in Aries was like me, and then, it comes into Taurus and you kind of are like, um, you know, should I actually be more me, or is it better to be like thinking about other people, or like, I don't know, it's kind of like some of these conversations with Pluto where you are thinking about like the depth of Venus and like what it means to connect and kind of like the darker sides that might come with connection, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense, but yeah.
It does, because it's like I'm thinking of Venus, Pluto, especially in this square aspect, especially in this place where, technically Pluto is overcoming Venus, but Venus is in domicile. There is something about your desires that's not honest, I would say, or like it's dark, like it's manipulative, or there's like a reason behind it. There is like a purpose or like an end goal to what you're wanting from this
Hmm.
person or from this job or from this thing. There's like some sort of manipulation at play. And I think this is where the Venus Pluto highlights that as to like, I could see someone like Venus, if you have a certain desire for something, a certain desire, like say you want more money, so you end up taking this job because it aligns with your desire for more money. And then Venus comes into the square to Pluto, and then you start to realize, oh, I do actually really like the people at this job, but then like I kind of, if I want more money, I need to kind of manipulate them. But now that may feel a little weird about that. But like, which desire overwins? Like that you wanting to be nice and relate to these people, or your initial hidden intention was to make
Hmm.
more money? Does that over? And that's I think this because the square always speaks to a conflict, right? So there's like a conflict now as to like, do you continue that, or do you honor this like darker part of yourself, or do you change from that? You realize maybe I don't want to be this manipulative about how I approach my relationships, but it's like that back and forth. You're going back into like, yeah, there's a darker part of your desire. There's a darker reason why you want this.
I could definitely see that happening. I could also see it being like Taurus. I'm just gonna write, could be like, where do you want ease in your life? And
Hmm.
Pluto could be like, where do you want transformation? And it could be like, how are you, like, what are you willing to sacrifice in either direction? Like, are you going to lean more into ease, or are you going to lean more into this much longer term transformation that you also deeply, deeply want? Um, I definitely think it could be like an ease versus transformation battle, like deciding, where do I want to go? Do I want to like do the hard, deep, challenging Plutonian things? Or
Right.
do I want to like take it easy and like hang out with Venus for a little bit and, take it
Be
easy to,
ignorant, or
yeah,
like be, yeah,
yeah,
ignorant to that. Yeah.
right. And pretend like this Plutonian stuff doesn't exist. But I think like you mentioned, it's like coming in on that day where you realize like, actually this darker stuff that I want like is real, and I can't just like always
Yeah.
choose like the easiest path to get there.
And yeah, like you're being asked to give up something in some way, or just being asked to go deeper into something like, hey, it's not surface level anymore. Like this is requiring you to be authentic and honest. Like that's what transformation is like being really truly honest of what you've been previously experiencing so that you can incorporate that into this rebirth.
Yeah,
And Venus then is like squaring that, like, oh, but your life could be so much easier and pleasant if you just didn't do that, or you didn't have that
right.
dark secret, you know?
Yeah. Hmm. It'll
Mhm.
definitely be like, I think too, like sometimes when we have Venus like square aspects, like it can bleed over into our relationship. So not only is it like a conversation that we're having with ourselves, but it also like creates like conflict and tension. And sometimes with Plutonian stuff, it can be like all those subconscious, like underground stuff that we never say, and it like bubbles up to the surface. And it's like, oh. this exists and it's been existing the whole time, but we've just been both pretending like nothing's there. Um,
Hmm.
so I think that could very much be like an aspect of this aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure, Pluto always brings up like secrets or things that you didn't know about a person or a woman maybe in your life ruled by Venus, and like
Mhm.
just something that wasn't clear before and now it comes out and you're like, dang, that was a side of you I didn't know existed. And do I still want that?
Yeah, yeah, that's actually really true. Yeah, deciding if you still like want to engage or not.
Right.
And I do think it's like relevant, like Pluto is still in that sextile with Saturn. Like they're separated by minutes, but they're both still at 5 degrees.
Yeah.
So we are like also maybe doing things behind the scenes to like fuel that transformation or like um fuel these like Plutonian desires. We're like building bricks for it, like maybe behind the
Hmm.
scenes that nobody can really see. Um, so maybe when Venus comes in here, like people are starting to realize maybe like what we're doing, and it becomes like more of like a palpable thing or like an awareness thing that comes out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Um, Yeah, there's something at play here for sure about the Pluto part of your chart. I think is what we're really seeing being activated because you're right, Saturn's still in that sextile and the Venus is coming and squaring it. And there's just something about that power part in your chart because Pluto is the planet that is the only one right now that's slowing down to station retrograde in May. So
Yeah.
there's a story here we'll probably see more of in Taurus season, and Venus is giving us a little preview for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But after this, I mean, after Venus moves past this square to Pluto,
That
she's
was so
pretty much in
nice.
the clear, yeah, until she'll meet
Minus
Uranus,
Uranus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but that might not necessarily be a bad thing, but um, yeah, we'll see. Because Venus is still like in her domicile, so could be a positive change.
Yeah, it can. We'll just have to see.
I know,
I, as we always do. At least we're giving you an idea what to expect.
right.
All right. If
Cool.
you want more content from us, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram and also at YouTube at Two Girls Talk Transits. And we'll see you all next week.
See you.
Bye.